Hello. Welcome to Kate's Positivity Island with me, Kate Cocker, and him.
Good morning, I'm Will.
Kate and Will. We are the unofficial Kate and Will from the UK. You are listening here on Backchannel, the only place to listen to, watch and chat with live hosts right here on your Amazon Echo show if you're in North America. Please take part in the chat today. I can see you if you're in the chat, if you're in the stream. It'd be great to hear from you. All you have to do is say to your Amazon Echo, Eliza, and then the keyword say, and then anything that you'd like to say to us today. Welcome also if you are listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube, or if you're on Twitter, that's at Backchannel Live, and also in the Everyday Positivity Facebook group. It's great to have you here. How are you, Will?
I'm doing good. It's this week's flying by. I've had a bit of Friday vibes today.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I'm having a good day. It's a gorgeous day here in Yorkshire. Not a cloud in the sky. It's one of those crisp winter days. Yeah. It's really nice.
In Yorkshire. Can you see hills from your house?
No, I can see the cricket stadium.
Oh, how exciting! I'm very close to the cricket stadium.
How are things in Greater Manchester?
Well, the curtains are closed here because it's so bright.
Yeah.
So, I think it's blue sky where we are as well. The roof lights are being put in the new bathroom, and I'm very pleased because the sky was very blue, and that was exactly what I wanted. So, thank you for the blue sky today. It's looking really nice out there. Exactly as you said, really crisp and lovely. So, coming up on the show today before 10 a.m. Correct? Yes.
That's right.
Before 10 a.m. Eastern, I have severe time zone anxiety. No, that's not true. I get time zone anxiety, not severe. I don't get it badly. But yeah, coming up before 10 o'clock Eastern time. Have you ever noticed how animals are brilliant? How there are some great quotes in the world, how colour makes everything amazing. We're going to be doing some good news for you. You're going to hear about some of the good stuff that's going on around the world so that you can, be reminded that it's not all bad. Not all bad. And Will, we've got some positivity news, have we? Some dolly news,
we have. Sorry? We've got, plenty of dolly news. As you'll know, if you've listened to kind of anything that Kate and I have done over the past couple of days, or if you listen to Liv's show, or any of the shows on Backchannel this morning, you'll know that yesterday was Dolly Parton's birthday.
Yes.
So what I've got today is like a rundown of all of the amazing things that Dolly Parton has done over the years.
Yes, I thought that was lovely. My timeline was, we're going to do a Dolly timeline, but my timeline in terms of like Facebook and Instagram yesterday was dollied up.
Yes, good, as it should be, I would say.
She was promoting the book, so hopefully the book, she said, is out now. You can listen to like some songs from it as well, which is really exciting. So we'll be checking those out as well. And then I've got some great tips for you in terms of maintaining a positive mindset in it all. Sunny says it's snowing in Indiana and it's very pretty. How exciting. So with that in mind, have you ever noticed how the world can be so angry? Well, today I've got a bit of a solution for you. Today I have a technique for you that might help you when you're angry. The idea is this. I challenge you with this quote. It is impossible to look at a penguin and be angry. You know that when you go to the zoo, you see the big cats. Yeah, you see the gorillas. Yeah, you see the giraffes. Those animals that you're like, wow, big animals. And then next on the list, it's penguins. Or maybe otters or mongoose. But penguins are part of the category of animals that you go to see because they are fun and they make you giggle and, they're fun to watch at feeding time. They're fun when they're darting around. They're even fun to watch as they waddle around the reception of an aquarium like they did a few months ago in the video that we played on the Backchannel show. And what March of the Penguins taught us was that they're also loving and caring and community focused, and they're social animals that just look after each other. Today is Penguin Awareness Day, and I regularly send pictures of penguins or draw pictures of penguins for friends when they're feeling down. Because as they waddle around and they've got their little funny shape and They're just really cute, aren't they? Just really caring, fun-loving, playful animals that seem quite carefree. Because it is impossible to look at a penguin and be angry. It is impossible to look at a penguin and be angry. And so on Positivity Island, I bring, much like Noah, penguins. I want to know, what animal would you bring onto Positivity Island? All you have to do to take part is put your name, ask your Amazon Echo to say, and then the animal that you would bring to Positivity Island. So Eliza, say penguins. Sunny has already sent a little penguin emoji. I love it. Please, could you, Will, do you remember that? I mentioned it in the episode there. Do you remember that video we had
Got it
of those
hand.
penguins walking around? Look at them in the aquarium. So here you go. You've got two of the, I think they're little, what kind of penguins are they with their little yellow?
I'm not sure. I don't think they're emperor. I think they're the
not
other
emperor
kind
penguins. There's
that I
something
can't remember
else.
the name of.
Sunny's bringing her cat, 100%, she says.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. I'm going to find out what kind of penguin they are. Penguin.
So there's two of them. In my mind, they're a couple, because of course they are, and this is at the Shed Aquarium in Chicago. And what they did is, whilst it was closed, they just let them out to have a little wander around the aquarium.
I know, and it's so funny, isn't it? Because they're just, it's just so funny. It's a macaroni penguin. Not even joking.
Sure, I believe you.
I found a blog called 10 Penguins You Must Know Before You Travel to Antarctica.
Well,
which I'm just about to do, you know.
yeah.
So that's a macaroni penguin. One of the most abundant species in terms of numbers, distinct orange feather plumes in their head and a thick red bill. In fact, those orange feathers reminded early explorers of the trendy hats worn by 18th century men called macaronis. Hence, they're called macaroni penguins. I love a fun fact like that, don't you?
Yes, and do you know the nursery rhyme? Put a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. That's where it comes from.
Oh, look at you with your clever cultural links.
Look, we're 8 minutes into the show. We're already learning. We've already looked at some penguins. I'm having a
Call
great
it
time.
macaroni. Put
Makes
a feather
perfect
in
sense.
his cap and call him macaroni penguin. Stacey's said that I'd like to watch the fish swim about in their aquarium, and they are so happy. I think that that's what penguins do. Other than that, or go, I'll have that one for dinner.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah.
Cat, please. Kate, please tell me you're bringing your cat Pepper to Positivity Island.
I'm not sure.
What do you mean? Okay, well, I'm bringing Pepper. I'm bringing Kate's cat Pepper to Positivity Island. The Kate can do what she wants.
I feel like we should. Well, I don't know. Wouldn't you like to bring an animal that, if you could bring all of the animals in the world, what would you bring?
So, are we under the assumption that prior to this, there's no animals on Positivity Island?
Yeah, we haven't brought any.
So we have to provide them all
Dolly
ourselves.
is in the hut reading audiobooks.
Okay.
So we've got Dolly Parton onto the island, which sounds quite dark now I've said it out loud. We've got the bar that sells the coconut cocktails that Sunny wanted last time.
Sure.
And the hot chocolates. But yeah, we need some animals.
Well, somebody on the Facebook stream said that they put a little monkey emoji. So I definitely think we need monkeys because a little bit cheeky, very cute, causing some havoc. When I was in Malaysia, we were staying in this, I don't really know how to describe it, but it was a bunch of separate little apartments, and the monkeys broke in and went through all of our stuff.
Oh.
Which was
nice so that's like safari. Do you go around that bit? Do you go around the monkeys bit where they nick things off your cars?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kristen says I'd bring I'm going to say Schipperke.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. darling. And because they're known as the clowns of the dog world. I couldn't speak then. I'd bring a Schipperke because they are known as the clowns of the dog world. And trust me, they are, says Kristen.
Cute.
I want to look up a Schipperke.
Yeah.
Talk while I look up.
Kristen said, I love the Shed Aquarium. That's ace. I've not been to the Shed Aquarium, but I do love an aquarium. That's amazing. Somebody else said they want to bring a donkey, which I like. Functional as well, but also quite cute. Anything I can pet, anything that's going to, like, provide me with company, I'm here for.
Right, well, I'm not sure about this Schipperke thing. Am I saying it right?
I don't know. But let's just assume that you are.
Oh.
What have you found? What
I
are
just
they
found a
like?
video. I'm trying to work out why they're the clowns of the dog world, but at the moment, I haven't really found anything that's made me think that.
Okay,
They look a bit like wolves with a big scarf.
Okay.
Oh, cool. So we've got donkeys and monkeys, we've got Schipperkes, and we've got penguins, because it is impossible to look at a penguin and be angry today on Penguin Awareness Day.
Yes.
Welcome. So we have some good news then. What is going on in the world when the world can seem at a loss and you can feel like it's chaos? Here is Will. Quick.
With the news?
Yes.
An 84-year-old saves his neighborhood by painting the streets. Okay? Huang Yongfu, 84, started casually painting the odd wall in his government-owned village in Taiwan out of boredom and because he thought it looked drab. When Mr. Fu learned that his village was going to be bulldozed, he started painting even more. Now every paving stone, gutter, door, and brick is covered in pictures and paint. Now it's an internationally recognized tourist attraction. Mr. Fu, now 98, and his wife are the only residents of the village. It's now referred to as Rainbow Village, and it's the most Instagrammable spot in Taiwan. They live their lives there and welcome visitors from all over the world.
Right, so hang on a minute. Let me get this straight. So he painted it 14 years ago.
He started painting it 14 years ago, yeah.
Yep. And now they're the only ones living in the village.
Yes, technically correct.
Okay.
But because it was to be bulldozed, they were going to demolish the village.
Yes.
But he thought, if I make the village into a piece of art, they
won't bulldoze it.
They won't knock it down, which is what happened. He was correct to assume that. And now people go all over the world, and it's really quite beautiful.
The pictures, have you got pictures?
Yeah, I can have pictures.
So if you can, if you've got the access to be able to see them, then you can see them. The artwork itself is quite magical, actually, but it's almost every single surface of this village is painted with, I don't know, it's yellows and oranges and blues and kind of, I don't know what kind of art it is.
I couldn't put words to the kind of style of it. I was hoping that maybe you could. It's very it's a bit abstract.
It is. I can't quite work out. Yeah, if you can see that, it's quite abstract, but it's very rainbowy. But it's like the images are like, it's like the Mexican, like the Day of the Dead stuff. It's like that kind of artwork, but all colourful, not black or anything like that. And just pinks and yellows and look at the cat. I mean, cute. Quite frankly, it's the best Instagram photo you've ever taken.
I mean, they're called Instagrammable spot in Taiwan for a reason.
Did they? Yeah, okay.
And just imagine, can't you?
Yeah, you can. So but the thing about, let's talk a little bit about colour, right? What's the most maddest colour you've painted in your house, in your rooms, ever in your life?
In my childhood bedroom, we did a really gorgeous, like really royal, very quite bright blue feature wall.
Okay.
And I loved it.
When you say feature wall, did it have anything on it?
No, it was just the only wall in the room that had the rest of the walls were white.
So it was just a blue feature wall.
Yes,
Wow.
it was nice.
Yeah. So the most colourful I've ever done. Oh, what did we do? Well, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I had 2 bright yellow walls and 2 bright purple walls is my bedroom.
Oh,
That was
nice.
quite
Okay.
fun. Like bright, like deep purple.
Mm-hmm.
So that was quite fun. And then the most, well, we used to, in the office room, I started just drawing on the walls.
Yeah. Okay.
But then we painted over it. And I've got like my friend's kids, she's had, they're redoing their bedroom and she's gone mad all over that, like loads of really great drawings and everything all over the walls. But the
Well,
colour in this place, I want, it's the sort of thing that if you were watching a, you know, one of those home renovation shows, they definitely say something like, "Oh, you need to." It happened in as just like this, just like that as well when Carrie Bradshaw had to sell her house. She basically had to take all the colour out of it, otherwise it wouldn't sell.
yes.
You know, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like that thing. There is a thing of if I painted my house with all those colours, would I find in the end it either dated or I got bored of it? Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's so. The thing is, when you look at that village, it's so lovely that it makes me go, oh, well, maybe I just want to paint my bathroom all those new colours.
You want to introduce some brightness into your own environments. Somebody who I knew when I was at university, they had quite a small dining room, and they'd painted all of the walls red. It was red from like floor to ceiling, and they say that you're not supposed to paint small rooms like bold, bright colours like that. But I really liked it because it
my
felt
downstairs
warm and
bathroom has got flamingos all over the wall. I was like, the small space needs a little bit of kind of crazy. Sunny says, my dad let me paint my room in high school, and I had sunburnt orange walls with one wall that was chalkboard paint, and then she could draw on it with chalk. That's a great
such a good
idea.
idea. Yeah.
I have a feeling my girl is going to want that in her new room. Bit of chalk. She went the other day. She went, "Mum, can we talk about chalkboard paint?" I went, I'm working like that. So we didn't, but I suspect that will come up again.
I suspect that's where that conversation's going.
Yeah, welcome Vivek, who's joined the stream. Welcome to your first time on Backchannel. If you want to take part in the chat and want to be joining the stream, then please take part wherever you're listening. If you are on an Amazon Echo in North America, then don't forget that you can actually talk directly to your Amazon Echo and the message will come through to us. So all you have to do is tell me about your paintings. So you need to use the words Eliza. Obviously, don't say Eliza, but if I say the real word, then it'll all go wrong. So Eliza, and then the keyword is say, followed by the walls in your house. What were they like? Well, what's the craziest color walls you've ever painted? Oh no. Oh dear.
What color?
What is the weirdest and most adventurous you've been in terms of your walls in your house? It's a bit of a convoluted question, isn't it? But the thing is, I think that when people, you know, there is a moment, there's that feeling that you have to go through and go, oh, am I going to regret this?
But I think that's how you know that you're on the right path.
You got to go into the cave that brings you the most fear, because that's the one that's calling you.
It's got all the treasure in it.
My dad painted the walls green at his house. Ooh. Nice. What was I going to say then? Oh, it's gone. Right. So we have now sorted out the colour. The colour is the answer, because the thing is that village, if you get to see it, it's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And it is making me wonder about what I could do in my new rooms. Brave. Hashtag brave. Next.
Conservationists celebrate the birth of a new gorilla. Woohoo! More animal stories here on Kate's Positivity Island. A Lowland Gorilla has been born in the Democratic Republic of Congo's Virunga National Park, boosting the population there to 7.
7 gorillas.
The birth is a big win for conservationists who have worked during political unrest to protect the great apes in Africa's oldest national park. 17 mountain gorillas, a relative of the Lowland gorilla, were born in the park there last year. As the species is still critically endangered, the birth is considered a big win. The national park is home to over 1,000 different species and has over 3,000 square miles of actively conserved habitat.
My grandmother used to send me birthday cards with gorillas on.
That's cute.
And I'd be like, Mum, why does Grandma send me pictures of gorillas?
Was it because you were a cheeky monkey?
No. It was because when I was really little, you know how babies like playing peekaboo? You know what I mean? When I say that, where you hide your face from a baby and then you go peekaboo like that. And then as they get a bit older, they get to know that they're supposed to move behind something and then appear, because that's quite exciting and fun. Well, it turns out there's a Twycross Zoo in there's a zoo in Leicestershire called Twycross Zoo, and in that zoo they used to have a big silverback gorilla, I think called Joe. And I was about 1.5, 2, and the gorilla played peekaboo with me.
Wow.
How cute is that?
That's so cute.
I was like at the glass of his I don't want to say where he lived. I was at the glass of his house.
Yeah. At his window.
At his window. And apparently I was going, they said he was hiding and I was hiding.
Because they get it. They're so smart.
Yeah. And so I have a kind of a thing for gorillas.
Do you have a bit of a connection because you played peekaboo?
Because I played peekaboo. I was like, you know, like when you watch those nature programs where the chimpanzees and the owner like really love each other.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments where like you suddenly realise that they are so close to humans.
Yeah. Or
so
when they
So maybe I'll bring a gorilla to Positivity Island.
That's a good idea.
They hide and seek with it. Play peekaboo.
Mm-hmm.
With it. And maybe we could repopulate the world with lowland gorillas.
Sure.
Via Positivity Island.
We could, we'll have a little sanctuary. It'll be great, why not? They could pick all the oranges and all the coconuts off the really tall trees.
Yes, they could. We might need a giraffe for some of that as well.
Oh, we should probably have a giraffe. I like that we're thinking very functional.
Yeah, only functional animals.
That's very you and me. That's very you and me.
Only functional animals. I want animals that make me laugh.
Yeah.
Penguins.
Yeah.
I want monkeys that can help out. I want a gorilla that plays peekaboo. Brilliant.
Yeah, and giraffes do the tall things.
Giraffes can just reach stuff.
Yeah.
Oh dear, we really need to get this sorted. Okay, next.
Canadians donate thousands to animal rescue organisations in honour of Betty White. Animal rescue organisations across Canada have received thousands of dollars in donations in honour of the late Betty White, who was a fierce animal rights activist. The movement called the Betty White Challenge started on social media and quickly gathered momentum. A spokesperson for the British Columbia Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals says that it has received more than $64,000 in donations over the past few days, most of which came in on Monday as a result of the challenge kind of going viral. The Vancouver Humane Society says it received $1,290 so far as of today, 10 times what it raised on kind of this day last year or at this time last year. It's not exactly clear who started the Betty White Challenge on social media. However, the idea was to donate $5 to a local animal rescue organisation in Betty White's name on her birthday, and quickly took off and drew support from celebrities like Mark Hamill and George Takei on Twitter. So, more good news for the animals. It's very animal-heavy news today.
It is an animal-heavy news today, but, you know, it's Penguin Awareness Day. It's gorillas coming back in, I can't remember where it was you said.
The Republic of Congo.
Yeah. And we've got Betty White's name, people are donating to animal rescue organisations, which is fantastic.
Great place to donate to.
Yeah, brilliant. I was very sad. Well, I didn't know a lot about Betty White's work, if I'm honest, until until obviously all the obits and all the talk came around her when she sadly passed. But yes, it was like a month before she was going to be 100.
Yeah.
And she just, if you look up Betty White quotes on the internet, she was a real hoot. She had lots of fun.
Yeah, she was. And it's so nice too, obviously in the tragic event of her passing, but if we're able to support kind of things that she was passionate about, in this instance, animal rights and animal welfare and that kind of thing, then that's a really nice thing to be able to do.
I think so too. She's got some really great quotes. The older you get, the better you get, unless you're a banana.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that. I don't like a spotty banana.
What should say? I'm a teenager trapped in an old body. Bless her.
Yeah.
Animals don't lie. Animals don't criticize. If animals have moody days, they handle them better than humans do. So she obviously really loved animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm around animals, I don't pay attention to people, she'd say.
Yeah.
So yes, he's got some wisest quotes. Let's have a look.
She's clearly said a lot of, clearly, I don't think she wasn't huge in the UK, but elsewhere in the world, clearly very beloved, and obviously for the right reasons.
See, Sunny says, and this is so true. So the quote is, the older you get, the better you get, unless you are a banana. Sunny has just messaged and said, but then you can make banana bread.
That's what I thought. I was looking at recipes merely 27 minutes ago about for like vegan banana bread recipes, and yeah, old bananas are the ones.
And then Kristen says, still feel that I'm a teenager trapped in an old body.
You see,
the older you get, the wiser you are, says Stacey. Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes I think I'm an old person trapped in a 25-year-old's body.
Let's discuss that.
Must we?
Do we need to talk?
No. I just feel like people just call me like an old soul sometimes.
Are you a wise man?
I like to think so. Some people, not so much.
I want to do her Betty White's wisest quotes. I just make it my business to get along with people so I can have fun. It's that simple. I know unless I'm true to myself, I couldn't be happy. Too much emphasis is placed today on externals and too little on character. Uh-huh.
Okay.
I just care what kind of a decent human being you are. Nice. You don't luck into integrity, you work at it.
Yeah, nice.
Butterflies are like women. We may look pretty and delicate, but baby, we can fly through a hurricane. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, big up to Betty Wilson. What a great legacy that animals are getting. Animal Rescue has had so many donations over the last few days.
Yes, that's cute. So I'd just like to say, Sunny, I feel that way as well, Will. Thank you, Sunny. Old soul trapped in a young body.
Oh, yes.
Kristen said there was that too, Will. See?
Yeah.
I think it's my propensity for knitting and baking that's,
yes.
You know what I mean? I'm planning a focaccia for the weekend, but that's a story for later.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, like that someone on Facebook has contributed to the colours of walls. Burnt Indian red.
Yes.
That would be a good one. My downstairs, one year my mother-in-law decorated the room when she just went, she loves Christmas so much, does Granny Steph, that she went, right, the whole of the living room is going to be painted green and red. So the carpet was red, the walls were green. She had this feature wall that was like green and red wallpaper, and the room was like Christmas all year round.
That's incredible. I love Granny Steph. She's
I know Granny Steph is great. So we had this whole room that was the front room that was the Christmas room. All the furniture was red. It was a brilliant room. Brilliant room. Lovely green fireplace, all sorts of things. And I did something similar with our front room as a result. So now as an adult, we have a very deep red front room.
Yeah.
It's massive and red, and it looks wonderful at Christmas. Very, very cozy. Okay. Sunny says, in terms of your wisdom, she has her grandmotherly traits as well, and I love it. Very cozy and soothing, I think. It's like you do what you miss. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll let you have it.
Thanks.
I approve.
Thanks. I'm glad I've got you. That's what I was looking for, Kate.
It's allowed. I've left it. Right then, go on
That's
then.
funny.
Let's do it. Yesterday was the lady's birthday. Dolly news.
Okay.
Oh, no, do it again. Hang on, do it again. Let's have a little bit of Dolly news. That's too deep. Do it again.
Well, look, last time.
Let's have a little bit of Dolly news. There we go.
I'll book the studio today.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dolly News today is a rundown in honor, in appreciation, in admiration of Dolly's birthday yesterday. Today is the highlights. It's not even a comprehensive list. It's the highlights of Dolly's kind of philanthropic career. So we're starting in 1988 when Dolly established. I know. When Dolly established the Dollywood Foundation.
I was 9.
Kate was 9. That became the precursor to the Imagination Library. They left it out of the article, Kate, that you were 9.
Yeah.
Which seems like a bit of an oversight, I'll admit, but whatever. Anyway.
That's not what I meant. Because I don't know why I contributed that bit of information.
It's okay. Everybody wanted to know.
Right, well done, Dolly, for helping all the children, but I was 9.
But Kate was 9. Can you believe it? Then, in the late 1980s, Dolly launched the Buddy program, which was like a program in her... 10. Kate was 10. It was like a program where like seniors would like buddy up with their classmates and they'd go through high school together. But that dropped the high school dropout rate from 35% to 6% in, I think it's pronounced Server County in Tennessee. Then 1991, Kate was
11.
Dolly opens the Eagle Mountain Sanctuary at Dollywood, which is a 30,000 square foot aviary, which cares for bald eagles. So she's moving into animals and birds. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a Dollywood, which is another reason why we need to go. In 1995, go on.
This is weird. So I turned 14 in 90. No, I'd have been 50. Cool story, bro. No, 15. But by this point, I was with my husband.
Wow.
I know, right? Yeah.
Okay. Well, at that point, it was like the Imagination Library had kind of gotten its name, and it started mailing books to young children. Then in 2000, I was like 6. I don't know.
I know. That's why I said it, which was 1988. I remember 1988.
Yes, whereas I wasn't even...
Whereas you're like, weren't even born.
I wasn't even born yet. So in 2000, most importantly, Will Dell was on the scene. Second of all, Dolly Parton... The Dolly Parton Scholarship is established, which is $15,000 for 5 students to go to college. In 2007, Dolly raises $500,000 for a new cancer center in Tennessee. And in 2018... the Imagination Library gives its 100 millionth book.
Isn't that wonderful?
100 millionth book. And obviously...
Kristen's on, and she said that we had the Imagination Library books come for my son from the time that he was 1 until he was 5 and aged out of the program. It was fantastic. Like was it every year? So that's like 4 or 5 years of books. I don't know. I'd be interested to know how often the books arrived. And then Kristen says I graduated from high school in 1988. Will was just like a cell.
I was
somewhere in the world.
Yeah, it was barely even a thought.
Yeah, you were barely a thought.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we love talk.
I didn't realise that it's 1 book a month, says Kristen.
It's amazing.
Kristen, sorry.
It's so nice to be able to hear from people like Kristen who received books from the Imagination Library.
Well,
like we love talking about it, but it's so nice to be able to hear from people who got them.
But that's what an amazing legacy. That I mean, what did she say? She set it up, didn't she? Because she didn't have as many books when she was younger herself.
Yeah,
or
so
because
she and her family grew up so poor. Like I don't think her dad could read and write.
Yeah, right.
And I think she just kind of acknowledged how important, like reading and literature and those kind of skills, how important it is to establish those at such a young age. So
Yeah. I mean, what a legacy. What a
it's a
legacy.
good one. It's a good one to leave behind. It should have a lot of people.
Well, let's all just think about how amazing that is. All those kids that had the chance to read that may not have done without Dolly. Kristen said the first book they got was The Little Engine That Could. Well, that is wonderful. I'm really impressed.
Good.
Dollywood
Thanks,
Foundation.
Dolly.
So what's that? 30 years? No, 40 years. 88, 98, 08. Yeah, 30 years.
It's a long time.
30 years to 100 millionth book. Core blind.
I love it.
Oh. Okay, so sneak peek at tomorrow's episode now. So every day you can hear Everyday Positivity, which is a podcast that I do. I invented it because I was like, I need reminding to be positive and kind to myself every day. I bet other people do as well. And so this I basically did it to create some good habits and positivity around the world. And now we and you and I get to meet every week, twice a week for an hour on Backchannel. So it's grown and grown and grown. And every episode we do, every time we meet on Positivity Island, I like to play you an episode. But we've done today's episode already because it's all about penguins. So I thought I'd give you a sneak peek to tomorrow's episode, which is this. Is there anything better than a hug? It's definitely one of my favourite things. There's a scene in The Tourist starring Jamie Dornan where Jamie Dornan's character has just come out of an accident. He's been trying to work out where he is, and he gets to this B&B, and this stranger says to him, "Do you need a hug? It looked like you need a hug." And she gives him a hug, and he bursts into tears, and it's quite a moment. But you know that feeling, don't you? You know that feeling when someone just wraps their arms around you, and it makes you just melt into the emotion that you're feeling. Touch between two humans releases a great hormone called oxytocin, which really makes us feel really good, makes us feel connected. The other day, in fact, we went round to Granny Steph's house, and Granny Steph hasn't been particularly well. And my daughter Connie said, "It's all right, I'm going to give her a really big hug when I get there." My Connie is armed with the fact that she gives really great hugs. She does. She fits perfectly, you know? So today, whether you're giving one or receiving one, search out a hug. And I have to say, it has to be a proper hug if you can do it. Because my son has conveniently said, aged 14, that I'm only allowed 3 hugs a year. And every now and then he WhatsApps me a GIF hug. And I'm like, that's not a hug. And he goes, well, that's one gone. Get a hug, give a hug, make the world a better place. Give me a hug, Will.
Squeezies.
Oh, it's a good one. That's a good hug. Who is your best hug with?
One of my closest, bestest friends is called Sapir, and she's tiny, and she's just her small stature makes her really fun to hug.
She your favourite person to hug?
Yes, and because I don't get to see very often, they're like extra special.
And so when you go in for a hug with, what did you say? Her name was
Sapir,
Sapir.
yeah.
So when you go in for a hug with Sapir, what's your strategy? Do you do a one arm over, one arm under job? You go around your neck and she goes around your middle.
Yeah, she goes around my middle. I think I'm like around the shoulders.
Oh, that's good.
Just for as much like contact as possible, I think.
Oh, that's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know when your hug has ended? What's the hug ending signal?
Usually it's when I'm gonna fall over.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's when my balance goes. So I'm like, I need
Let's
to. Let's
him and I hug. I know the hug's over because he pats me a couple of times.
Yeah, like that's it. Good,
like
good job.
Right, okay,
good job.
That's that then. We're off.
done now.
Okay.
Yeah.
He goes, bub, and then we're off again.
It's
It's so funny though, isn't it?
That's a man thing.
No, I don't know. It's a get over it thing. The other day, Connie came in for a hug, and she tried to hug me around my neck, and I was like, I don't like this because she's not quite tall enough. So I tried to do the one arm over and one arm under, like that.
Yeah.
Just her one arm between them, and she was like, "No, not having it."
It's like It's the same with holding hands. Sometimes if you get it wrong, it just doesn't feel right, and you have to.
Yeah, it is. Kristen says, my hubby gives the best hugs. He's a big bear kind of a guy, and he just wraps you up, and it's wonderful. Do you know
Yeah.
what, Kristen? Sometimes I go at my husband. Like if I want to cuddle, some days I do this, and I put tuck my hands up underneath my chin, and he just puts his big arms around me, and it's the best. But I now have another tall boy, which is my son, and as I said in the episode, there, my son. When he first got his phone, he sent me 3 gifts that were virtual hugs. He was like, hug, like that. And he was really little. We were having a hug, and I said, one day, you know what, Louis, you're going to not want to hug me because it will just be, as you get older, you don't hug your parents as much. And he went, no, I'll always want to hug you. So that's why it's the running joke that I think he turned 13 and he went, or 12, I think, whenever we got your phone. And he went, 3 hugs a year, that's it. I obviously
That's
get
funny.
more than 3 hugs
You
a
see-
year. But it's just like, no, that's it, you're done.
I'm a hugger. I'm
Yeah,
a
I am as
hugger.
well.
I'll hug anybody. My sister, who is the eldest, not a hugger. She's not
Really?
into it. She's not a hugger. But I'm like, when we did the 5 or however many there are
Love
love languages,
yeah.
physical touch is super high up there for me.
Yeah, I think it is for me as well. Although when I did the 5, I need to tell you this actually. We haven't discussed this. When I did the 5 love language, 4 of them came up as pretty much the same.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So I can't remember what they are, but it's like basically love languages. You can go and search it on the internet if you wanted to go and do the questionnaire to find out what your love language is. Then you can find out the website while I'm talking, Will. But the love languages thing is about discovering how you communicate with loved ones or how you need to be communicated with, and it's things like physical touch, gift giving, acts of service. I'm going to forget the other 2 now.
I can tell you in 1 second.
Quality time.
Yeah.
And
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. And and actually the love languages thing is really interesting because it's about translating what your partner is doing. I remember I had a friend once and she said, my other half, she said she'd been with him for a really long time. He will rarely say the words I love you, but he fixes everything in the house. So that's an act of service, right? So she said, so I've learned to translate that to to the fact that he loves me. It's like when Tim cleans the kitchen every night. That's him saying I love you.
Yeah.
Kristen's got the love languages up in the chat if you can see it. It's www. No one does that anymore. I don't see the www.
Be nice.
https://www.
Wow.
I know. 5lovelanguages.com, and it's the number 5.
Yeah.
So you're looking for 5lovelanguages.com. Oh, there's Facebook. There's stuff going on in Facebook. It's always applicable for connecting to our children. My 3 all have different love languages.
See,
Thank you.
I've learned that me and my sister do. So mine very much is like physical touch, but my sister, I really don't think it is. I suspect it's probably acts of service would be her top one, which is really interesting to me.
Ah. And I'm a total gift. I like gifts.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, you like gifts as well, don't you?
I like the occasional gift, yeah. I like a meaningful one.
Gift giving was one of yours, though, wasn't it?
Not a high one, I don't think.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, I know what you're referring to, but yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Which of course means
no. Okay, so knowing yourself the way that you know yourself, you don't have to do the quiz. What are your love languages? Is it physical touch? Is it words of affirmation? Is it quality time? Do you express how you love someone with spending time with them? Is it acts of service? Or is it, what have I missed? Gift giving?
Yeah. So, quickly, the rundown. Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, receiving gifts.
And I think I'm pretty much, I think 4 out of the 5 I probably am quite equally spread on.
What do you think your bottom one is? It's tough, isn't it? And I think part of the point is that everybody responds in some way to all of them at some level.
Yeah.
But it's that you'll respond stronger to some.
The thing is, I
than
think
to
if
others.
you are a gift giver and your other half isn't that where is that where you end up with the issues?
I mean, and the what's important to remember is like, okay, so I'm a physical touch, but my love language is physical touch, but my partner's love language is acts of service. So it's important to remember kind of both.
Yeah, and translate them where you can. Kristen said, when I took it a few years ago, I was physical touch, verbal praise, and gifts, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I did it about a month ago. I can't remember what it came up as, but it was like 4 of them were really high up. So acts of service. I mean, to me, physical touch, quality time, acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation, gift. Probably physical touch, gift giving, words of affirmation, and acts of service.
Yeah.
Quality time feels like it is something that I would do, but I don't know. It was one of them just dropped off the bottom. It was really interesting. So it wasn't like one was clear enough for it to be a big one. But a hug does solve everything. And I know that because my husband works away a lot. So there's only so much that we can communicate with each other when we're speaking on the phone or messaging. When he gets home and we just have a big hug, like some days he just walks in and I'll be, even with my back to him, I'll be like doing something at the kitchen table. He comes in and he puts his arms around me and that's it. Everything's solved, you know?
Yeah, everything that needs to be said can be said in a hug.
Yeah, or just that touch, which is why cats are so great, because they come and hug you all the time, don't they? Yeah, they do. They really do. Gosh,
have I told you about my new cat name?
Today. Oh, no, go on.
Mozzie, short for mozzarella.
New cat name?
Yeah. Mozzie, short for mozzarella. All white cat.
I'm getting a bit specific now.
Okay.
Is Motzi coming to the Positivity Island?
Yes. Motzi is the Chancellor of Positivity Island.
The Chancellor?
Yeah, I was going to say president, but I thought you would probably be the president of Positivity Island. So
I don't know. Maybe I'd let someone else be the president and just whisper in their ear a lot.
Be the
and then take the ball for all the negative stuff. I'll just be like, be positive like that all the time. No, I probably could be president or queen, one or the other.
We'll hammer out. Join us next time when we hammer out the political structure of Positivity Island. I'm sorry for letting us in that. That one's on me.
Yes, correct. It is on you. I've lost my train of thought. I was going to review what we've done already.
Yes,
before we
please do.
So, what have we learned today, Will?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so top of the show, penguins. You can't be angry looking at a picture of a penguin.
Looking at a picture of a penguin.
I think get a picture of a penguin on your phone just in case. Then colour is the way forwards.
Yeah, colour your room. We want burnt reds. What was it? Burnt Indian red. We've had orange rooms. We've had green rooms. This is multicoloured room. Green Christmas room. Brilliant. Let's just bring some colour into your life. Just put a little spot on the wall. Yeah. Little spot of colour. Oh,
nobody would even know. Find some way to inject some colour into your environments. Yeah.
Gorillas?
We learned about gorillas, new gorillas being born.
And they play hide and seek. Peekaboo.
And you can play hide and seek with them.
Yeah.
Canadians, Betty White, animal activist, donate lots of money.
Yay! And that Dolly has delivered over 100 million books
100 million
to children in the last 33 years, which is just astonishing. Good old Dolly Parton. Whereas we all just need to live our days a bit more Dolly, don't we?
We do. Every day, which is why we've got Dolly News on Kate's Positivity Island.
Absolutely. Just be more Dolly. And then we learned all about having the hug. And basically, the reason that hugs are so great is because it releases oxytocin. And oxytocin is the happy, calming down hormone. Makes you feel good, makes you feel connected, makes you feel like everything is just going to be okay. Okay, well, let's start to wrap this up then. What I like to do every single time we come onto the Positivity Island is to give you another tip, another skill that you can deploy. Because essentially, to me, positivity is something that you have to work on. And therefore, you have to build in habits and skills that you need to do to make sure that you are maintaining your positivity, putting yourself in a space where your brain is seeing the world in a positive way so that you can make good decisions for yourself. And to do this, I have a number of pillars of positivity. And there are 7, in fact, to go with every day of the week. But one of those is very specifically sleep, rest, recharge, recuperate. We did our everyday positive, the first session in the 100 Days to Self, didn't we, yesterday? And everybody on the course, when I said, right, what is the one thing that what are one of the things that you want to change this year? Every single person went, I want to get better at sleep.
Yeah. What was funny?
You were one of those people. Why do you want to get better at sleep?
I used to think I was really good at sleep, but what I need to improve is getting like a bedtime routine. So a series of things that tells my body and tells my brain, okay, now is the time for rest. And a part of that is not watching TikTok for 20 minutes before I go to sleep. But there's other things on top of that as well.
Worst, right? Like even Netflix, I can fall asleep too. But once you're on it's the social media channels, like when you find yourself, I go down like the rabbit hole of the Facebook videos. Where I'm like, oh, look at what happened to Brad and Angelina, really. and then they're on Graham Norton talking about something else. I'm like, oh, like that.
Yeah.
So yes, it is the social media ones that really get you. So my skill, my tip, my habit that I gift you today is very simple because it's always the simplest things that work. Tonight, go to bed 10 minutes earlier.
Easy. 10 minutes.
Promise me. And one of the something else happened yesterday where one of the team did some exercise and went to bed and has messaged and said, you know what, I slept so much better from doing some exercise. Yeah. Why is this so important? Well, sleep, getting to bed, giving yourself that rest time and getting the sleep, there is nothing better for you than sleep. The opportunity for your brain to flush out the toxins, for your body to regenerate, all of the things that you know that sleep does are there for a reason. And if you are unable to sleep, it can have the biggest impact. You know that they use lack of sleep fundamentally as torture in prison camps and things like that. Because if you don't have sleep, it's very quick how your body can, your physical state can deteriorate and your mental state can deteriorate. It's astonishing what very few sleep can do. And really, you should be aiming for a 9-hour sleep window they talk about. So that's that kind of, within that 9 hours, you will get a good 7 hours sleep. If you're getting less than 7 hours sleep a night really regularly, then that's one of the indicators of, that is one of the things that indicates the impact on your health. So you're not going to change this overnight. Excuse the pun. You're not going to change it overnight. But what you can do is just try going to bed 10 minutes earlier today. Will you do that for me, Will? I
will do it. 10 minutes. I can do 10 minutes. We're not asking for much. 10 minutes today. I can do it. Easy. Stay tuned to Backchannel. This show's here all day. Coming up next is the amazing Jam and Renee. They're here from 10 a.m. to 12. Then we've got the Anthony Davis Show from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. From 2 till 4 is Your Pal Hal with Rudnick. And closing out the day is The Drive with Mario Smith.
I like what Liv said earlier, that this is all about community. So we are a community. Backchannel is here to spend the day with you, basically. So if you want some chit chat, some positivity, and you want to know what's going on in the world, we are here for you all day long. So make sure you're tuning in. And if you've enjoyed today's show, please head to backchannel.tv and leave a review. We'll be back on Tuesday, won't we?
That's
I've no idea what we're going to do Tuesday. Let's have a think. We should do a production meeting. We'll do one of those tomorrow. And then next week, we'll be all ready for you to bring you some joy here on Kate's Positivity Island.